Okay, I'm just catching Maria right now with what really she gave me a little bit of insights. But before we jump into that, I just want to introduce you, Masha. Thank you so much for coming today to our podcast. She's new to America Pro. Maria is amazing person who identifies as a product marketing manager with 8 years of experience in the field. She helps experts reframe the existing knowledge using neurologistic programming into one clear personal brand story. But I want to say that Maria is so much more than that. Hi, hi, Masha.
Hi,
Welcome.
Luba. Thank you for this introduction. Yes, maybe I'm more than that, but one of our goal is to be super clear and super narrow. That's why in my introduction, it's nice that you had just this kind of tiny part of me.
It's just like a little line that we have to go with, the punchline or elevator pitch, that it's easy to understand where you operate, what do you do. Why is that so important to actually shrink yourself rather than always expand yourself? Why is that so important to, put the boundaries on your personal messaging? What do you think?
I think that's, first of all, it's about humans' attention. And how does it work? So all of us already heard about hooks, which we need to use in reels or any types of content. So think about your short introduction as a hook that can catch the attention of your listeners, of your audience, and to continue conversation with them. Just be calm. You will have enough time to expose all of yourself and to show all of your background, everything that you want to share with your audience lately. But at the first time, just give this frame actually.
Oh my
where
God.
you see yourself.
Yeah, it's like catch attention because all of us just have attention span of a goldfish. Oh, okay, probably they already scrolled. So bye. but we're talking about something very important here, right? We do not want to shrink ourselves, but we want to adapt in the right way that, the market perceives us and actually buys from us and loves us. I don't know. What are the advantages of catching humans' attention?
First of all, it's
Why do we
money.
need it?
When you catch people's attention, they probably will pay you eventually. But this is the short story, very short. In a long way, it's most of us want to be heard, want to be useful for others, and you need people's attention to show them how you can help them, how and in which topic precisely they can listen to you, or they can rely on you as an expert or somebody. So that's why it's super important to have people's attention.
So to catch people's attention, and I know we already discussed it before in our confidential conversations, many people just go ahead and they jump with the content. Oh, I need to start recording myself here, there, everywhere. I do this and that, and all the Instagram, the video attention economy is pushing us to do it. But I know that you believe that the shooting the content is actually one of the last steps rather than the first. So what is that first step before you even starting the game of producing content?
I would say that it can be first step if you're ready to discover yourself. So shooting the content is a great tool to discover who you are, the main topic which you want to show, which you want to discover your audience, people's feedback, and so on. But if you want to be gentle to yourself and to come to the stage where you're shooting yourself more prepared, you need to understand yourself. You need to understand your background. You need to know how you explain yourself, your career gaps, your life gaps, your life decisions. You need to understand your values. You need to understand your goals, where you're actually going, because every content creator is a character, and character need to be developed during the shooting process, during the blogging or so on. So where are you going? Where are you developing? What is
It's
your
like you
plan?
cannot understand that if you haven't tried yet.
You can have some ideas, some pictures, but it's not a story. It's not structured at all.
Mm-hmm. I have a personal story on the values part. So I love telling this story because I'm a very like structured person. So I just like sat down, took a pen, took my notebook, and I sat down and I asked myself, okay, Luba, what are your values? And instead of having any answers, I just had like a white noise in my head. Like, I guess I have no values. I was like, oh,
Nice tool. People's actually chasing this state of mind. Okay.
so that doesn't work. Okay.
Okay.
So what worked for me was I asked the opposite question. I asked, what do I hate?
Mm-hmm.
And the negative emotions were so much easier to find because I was like, well, I hate like stupidity, later tardiness, like unnecessary drama, weakness. I hate so many things, lies, injustice, like you name it. And I was like, oh, okay. So I put that on paper, and then pretty much my values were the opposite of those negative emotions. Isn't it something that you use in your practice? Like you already said, that's the word of reframing. Or is it like a behavioral psychology in action? Because we notice like what we don't like faster than what we do like. Like what would you comment? Like is it an actual like it was something just like I came up with during the day. What do you say?
Usually, if you're working with yourself and you're trying to find your values, like just with you, I would recommend to have a list of values, like not too much of them that existed. So you just have a list and ranking them. You're right. We as creatures were really bad to work with the empty page. So let's create my values. So I don't know.
Let's put a doodle on it, like.
Yeah, at least. But yeah, ranking a list of already existed values really can help. Or yes, you're right, to actually remember what you hate and to create the opposite. In my work with my clients, I just really rely on their experience. They share with me tons of stories from their past, from their career background, from their even school times, personal lives. And I can name those values, just because they shared some stories from their past.
Right. I think it's so much easier and more precise way to diagnose. And that's why it's so important to have the external set of eyes and somebody who has experience into working with the packaging, pretty much. That's what we're talking about, because there's so many people like coming and I was the same way. Like, what do you do? Well, give me 5 minutes to explain what I do.
Oh, yeah.
Because I do everything. But I noticed like something, the longer my answer was, the less understanding there was in the eyes. So when I started to shorten it, that felt like choosing a focus. of who I am and what I do. And now it's becoming even sharper and sharper. And as somebody who went through the changes from the point where you literally give the story of your life, someone says, "What do you do?"
I was born.
I was born in 1987.
Yeah.
I was a good baby, etc. But the opposite happens like when we shorten it up. This is where the clarity becomes this freedom and brings you more, more, brings you more happiness. Really brings you more happiness in the end of the day, like more fulfillment. I would say. It's a paradox.
Yep. And the next important part of that clarity is that for your audience, for people who listen to you at that time, it's easy to take it and bring it to the other person. That's how networking works, actually. So if your story is clear and easy, it's easy to let the story start to live their own life.
To travel and open other doors to you. Like, definitely such a good insight. I have this friend and he works in the, for God's sake, International Anti-Corruption, ISO something. I know him forever. He works in this very specific niche. But on the other hand, he was also doing a real estate law and some brokerage and some M&As and this and that. And guess what really worked? Even though he's been putting so much effort into everything that was not that international anti-corruption law, only the anti-corruption, he became a superstar. But now the interesting thing happened. Even people do refer him as this anti-corruption specialist. He still gets to know other people when he gets those conversations, those new people coming in. And this is where he can say, by the way, I also can help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You already have people's attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how much do you believe, like, what is more important, is the discipline or the motivation in building a personal brand?
This is a hard question. So, I would say that again, we as a creature, we are operating with some periods. In one period of time, you can go only on your motivation. Other period of time, you can go only on the discipline. Some period of time, you can use both. Some period of time, you can just rest. But either way, either you rely on motivation or discipline, you need to know your final goal. You don't know that, you don't have any motivation, you don't have any discipline to structure your day, your schedule toward this particular goal.
I love this so much. I love it so much that you are coming from a place where do not be hard on yourself. Choose wisely. Sometimes you just want to rest and it is okay. But other times, like, it just happens naturally. And that's why, like, it's so important to look inside on who you are and how your behavior actually is impacting your decisions in everyday's life. Because I've been working with the founders and providing these diagnostics. There are 6 types of founders, 6 types of reactions. And I came up to the conclusion that any business is the continuation of the founder's psychology. what do you think? Is this a framework that we can apply to like anything, any person in life, or is it only in business?
Definitely. I think it's really undervalued how important it is for each person who is going to the society. Either it will like their own business, or you're working as an employee, or you're working as a senior manager or boss or whatever. You need to understand yourself, your patterns, your psychology, because you communicate with your world by your psychology state.
Mhm.
So you it's not only about business owners. I'm
Mhm.
definitely believe in that. And again, people so underestimate how it's important for us, like our working life. We are
Mhm.
spending with our colleagues so much time of our life. And right now, since God, we are started believe that family therapy it's important.
Mhm.
Even with the closest person in your life, you're not able to understand all of the patterns of
Mhm.
this
Mhm.
partner. Same with your colleagues, same with your business. You need to, first of all, know yourself. Second, maybe invite somebody as like organizational psychologist to your company and to try to build the inner communications in a proper way.
Oh, I love that so much. We just like everybody seems to be applying the same set of rules. Like, hey, wake up at 5 a.m. and sign you another deal for $1 million by 7. If you haven't done that, you're probably a failure.
Probably,
But
yep.
maybe you are if that's so
Let's
important
be
for
the
you.
failures of today.
It's just like you said, your psychology, your patterns, know yourself. Like not everybody is the same. I do believe there are like 6 main types. I'm wondering if you believe that there is more or less, or just everybody is different.
I saw your actually 6 types, and it's pretty enough to describe kinda each of them. Of course, there are many of types, and we can combine 2 or 3 of them. It's like normal for each type of classifications. But it definitely will help you to understand yourself, to understand no, no, to help people to understand you, to help people to find the right way to communicate with you actually. What do you need?
Yeah.
And it's probably harder for business owners. They think, most of them, a lot of them, think that people around them need to discover themselves the proper way to
Mhm.
communicate with them.
Okay, I'm not gonna change.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna change, yes. But even like, okay, if you don't, if you
If you don't
don't
want to
want to
change.
change, please explain me how to communicate with you that you will understand me.
Yes, that's so important. I love when people have instructions. I think business owners and top management have to provide instructions to the
For
employees.
themselves, right?
First understand yourself and
Yes.
then like, okay, this is what works with me, this is what not. I literally do have those instructions. I'm like, I will interrupt people. I interrupt people a lot. Like I process information so fast. I'll
Давай.
be like, okay, next, got it, next. Like I don't want to spend time. And people would sometimes come, and I understand that too. And they just want appreciation. They just want to be heard. So it's like a different type of meeting, but for me, a lot of times just feels like a waste of time. And I do want my team to know that in advance. And I think people deserve to know that in advance. And more than that, we should be very specific about hiring people to match. and complement each other.
Yes, yes.
Don't
And
break people.
in that part, I think we refer to your previous part of podcast with Ajar when you spoke about the other classification disc or 16 types of personalities.
Yes, yes, Myers-Briggs and DISC and all of those Enneagram. But it's really amazing because it works. Like if you think about this, if you are very like aware about how people complement each other, you can build a dream team, really.
Yes, and it's impossible if each person in that team do not ready to understand themselves.
Because it's impossible. You mean like with a team building, just like what you said, the organizational psychologist, what I think of is, have you seen that TV show Billions?
Yeah,
Yeah, remember
I think
Wendy?
that this
Wendy?
lady is the most um not important, but
She's the inspo.
the most popular organizational psychologist right now in the psychology world. Yes,
Yeah,
everybody is speaking about is I forgot the name, unfortunately.
Wendy.
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 Yes.
Yeah, yeah, her name is Wendy. She's like definitely the inspo. She's like that girl who comes into organization, and how amazing that they even like they showed the importance of that, because it's not only about the metrics, output, and like performance management. A lot of times you need to have this person who kind of glues the organization together and provides support to the founder or business owner, top management, whatnot.
I would say that Wendy character is a little bit spoiled because she was interested in um, profit of that organization, and unfortunately she shared some of the information about employees with their mm, boss. This is not good.
This
This
is
is
not
not
good.
how.
No, 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 don't do that. But that's
Yeah.
probably why she got more money.
Yeah, definitely. But this is not how
Life's
organizational
truth.
psychology works.
No, no,
Yes.
no, 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 no. And there's a confidentiality.
Actually, in our community, we have a great specialist, Gennady Brushatsky, and he is an organizational psychologist specialist with 30 years of experience. And I saw how he is working inside of the company. He is just a shadow of main persons. He is understanding what their inner pain points, and he is explaining their managers how to communicate with people. And of course, he explaining the manager how to communicate with different person and actually what their values and what their
Yeah.
interests.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I believe that bridge is so needed. Like
You just
me myself, like working as a chief of staff or COO, that's exactly the gap that we're bridging between the founders' patterns of thinking and the employees' values, which are very different. A lot of times the founder comes and like he thinks from his perspective, but the employees do not think like that at all. For them, stability is much more important than crazy growth or ambition.
yeah.
And I have this little crazy idea. Well, it's almost a product now with AI. You can literally generate a clone of a founder who would be knowing not just the knowledge database kind of thing, but the patterns of thinking. Like, what are the patterns of my decision making? What are my standards? So you can kind of build up those algorithms. If something happens, then do this. And then I mentioned that like employees coming in and they're like asking, "Hey, chat, what should I do?" Right? And I think that's the future that we're going into.
Yeah. I actually, when you shared this idea with me first time, I thought about that as a translator
Mhm.
from anxious to actual steps, or
Mhm.
from language of my boss to me, or other direction, from my language to the language which my boss definitely will catch.
Exactly. And it just like removes so much friction because that's a non-emotional part.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm seeing. A lot of tension is because the founder or top manager, whoever manager comes in and they say, "I told you many times, you're supposed to do this if that happens." But the employees go like, "But the last time was on a different situation, and actually you gave us a slightly different answer, so we were not sure." And then during that meeting, the manager would correct the action, but then the problem is that it disappears right there. And then I don't know, employees turn over, somebody else comes, the manager leaves, the employee leaves, da, da, da. It's all over again. So that's why it's so important to document that and keep it in this AI clone knowledge library that we're building for the companies and founders.
This is amazing idea. And I think the another way to use that, it's not translated from very emotional. For example, if we talk about like Eastern culture, from emotional to business, but also from too polished. When, for example, in USA, if lots of businesses very scared to offend their employees and to be sued because of that. And they polished their feedback so hard
Yeah,
that,
you're like, what did you mean?
yes, it's like completely
Can you break
unbelievable to get what is that insight. What do
can
you
you
want to tell
can
me?
you break it down like in
Yeah.
normal language?
Yes, don't afraid offend me. Like, you don't know my parents. They already trained me a lot. So please translate it, and to have this Claude who
Yes,
can translate this
yes,
business super
yeah,
polite
yeah,
language
yeah,
to actually action items, not just a human language, to actual items.
yeah.
It's precious.
Yeah, with
Treasure.
immigrants, like we talked about it last time, the American sandwich and like the way that Americans give the feedback and the information, it's sometimes it's really hard to understand. It's kind of the opposite of this trend that there is on Instagram, like how to talk in corporate language
Yeah,
about
yeah,
like simple things that are happening in life. Like, my cat ate a sausage. It
yeah.
goes like, my feral companion just redistributed the amount of food that we had in the refrigerator. Something.
What? How can I get that?
But just like
Yeah.
give the other way around, like, okay, Nancy, I got it. You want me to take owner. Um, I want to ask the last question. Uh, and can you describe to me uh what is like your final goal? What is the final goal in helping people tell their story and talk about their personal brand? What is in there for you and for them?
I strictly believe that people who know what they want, who know their resources to get that, they are way more happier than if they don't. I strictly believe that if people can focus their attention to what they want and to, unfortunately, to say no to everything else, it will make their life easier and will maybe even reduce the tension to grab the other country that you don't need, don't know how
It's
to
like, can you
use.
please be happy?
Yes.
You don't need to fight. You don't need to like attack. You don't need. You just
Yes.
be nice and
So
kind.
I strictly believe that person who know what they want and know their resources know how to get that. They are happy, they make the life of their family happy, and they will create useful, actually, businesses that bring meaningful things in their life, in life of their, I don't know, town, city, country, expanded wherever you would like. So I see how I am created the product that I like, became way more happy because I used all of my resources and created something that I never met before, but I desperately needed at some point of my life. So I really wish that as much people as possible build their own brand based on that they already have brand or companies, and expand themselves in a proper way, in a right, happy way.
I love it so much. I love it so much. It's just like the candles that light other candles. Yeah, all this positive energy. Well, that was a great way to start Monday. Thank you so much,
Thank
Masha.
you.
Thank you. Maria is the product marketing manager, and she not only helps experts to reframe the existing knowledge into one clear personal brand story, but she also makes people happier. I hope you guys just feel like the positivity that we have here. Like, oh, hi.